Well, hello, let's go. It is Friday, September the 10th, 2021. And this happens to be the anniversary of an occasion quite auspicious where was the greatest, possibly the greatest data scientist of all times born 28 years ago today. My son Ian Delbridge. I'm going to give him a big shout out. And of course, you know me. I am Dale Delbridge, Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and this is your Status Chat. Now, I do have today's numbers, but before we get into them, let's look at this right here. Hello, I'm Dale Delbridge of Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. If you are currently unrepresented and would like to know how to compare up to 3 properties side by side and room by room, then go over to my new YouTube channel. Call Dale to Sell. That's one L in Dale, no spaces. Watch the demo on Real Scout, and then call me and we'll set up your exclusive ad-free account today. Now, I kind of mixed things up a little bit. I put the advert at the front instead of after the segment. But I do have a segment I want to show you. Last week, we showed you the Call Dale to Sell website and specifically the MLS at a glance. Now, that is for single family in the Middle Tennessee area. And there's some nice charts you can look at. But what if you wanted to look at some for the nation to see what the nation is doing and regions are doing? Well, I have an external link that I'm going to demonstrate for you right now. Well, I like to show you something external, but first I want to go back to the website at calldaletosell.com. We of course go to the friendly name and it reroutes to the secure page, and we're going to go to this one that we put up last week, MLS at a glance. It should pop up, and one of the things I want to show you is if you look at the Middle Tennessee market, you see we have sort of a slope going this way, and then suddenly at March 2021 we started shooting up as far as the median sales price. Well, we can kind of get a quick glance at some of the other stuff to see, well, what's maybe causing that. And of course we can see that we don't have much to sell, so we see that supply goes down. So it's not unusual to see prices go up when the homes for sale goes down the supply. And then of course there is a monthly supply, how many months we have of the houses. We covered that before, but I just want to go down here to this last one. Pending sales goes up. Look at the median price per square foot. Now this is the entire MLS for what we call the Middle Tennessee market, what's in the MLS. Well, I want to go to another page, and I want to do mortgage daily news. And I'm going to get to this data tab right off the bat. I mean, it's just the main page, but we're going to go to these other things that we can look at it. We look at mortgage rate. It's just a handy thing outside. Now, I apologize that you have to leave my website to see it, but I should never be your total source for information. But what I want to go down here is look at some of these things. Let's look at the Federal Housing Home Price Index. And we can look at the areas, and that's the reason I want to show this to you, because we can look at the area from the east, south, central, which is probably where you might think we would be, and we see that a month over month change, it was 2%, and over the year was 14%, but we're not the most expensive, the biggest change there is. But it does have, if you just want to slide right down here, these nice little curves. And I think we have down here that the dark red, I guess is the mountain, which we just saw, has the biggest slope, the highest change that we have. And we see that they are actually the most expensive at $479. Now, we'll go back to this data, market data, and we want to find, let's look at starts. I think that would be another thing to just look at, just real quick, just look at housing starts. I don't want to take a long time in this because I want to keep this status chat short because we've been very busy today. And we look at here and we have the 1 unit, which I believe you'll find will actually cover 1 to 4. Now that's normally what we have in Tennessee for our residential stuff. We do have residential and contracts and all that stuff that is highly regulated. And then when you get to 5 or more units, that's the multifamily type thing. So though this would represent the single family, this is the multifamily. Even though there are multiple families in, say, a 1 to 4 family unit. And we can look at the data. So we do see that our housing starts came up to about the time we did our shutdown. It took a big drop and we bounced right back. If you remember, I was telling you all the experts were saying we expect a V-shaped recovery, and we pretty well much have in the housing. And if you kind of look at the total from here to here, I got that interactive thing going on, you can really see that the depth that we dropped here was kind of added back to this point. So it does look like we're a little bit behind. I think if we were to take the area from this point to this point and take this amount, I don't think it's quite as much as we've seen afterwards. So I do think we probably have a few less housing starts than we had. And again, I don't want to take up too much of your time in this particular episode. I just wanted to show you a real easy source that you can get to. This is a website I look at, Mortgage Daily News, and if you're looking at financing your house, it does have things such as what the mortgage rates are. Let's pop in that real quick, and we can see, let me slide this up, we can see some quick changes. Positives in green, just kind of like your stock market. We see the ranges over the year, what the rates have done and where they're sitting. So they do tend to be on the lower side of the scale for the year. So the 52-week range, that's what that is. So it's just going to show you that we're still at incredibly low rates, and it's a great time to buy your home. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, I hope that was beneficial to you. I may actually add yet another tab, my favorite external links, and put that up in there so that they'll just be right there. You just pop in and grab them and go, just one easy location. But the previous week, our numbers were for 9/3/21, 98/16 in the opportunities in the Real Scout systems. And you remember, this also includes the coming soons, because coming soons are officially on the market, and it gives you a little bit of a jump there. We also had, that's down slightly from the previous week, and we had 46/19 in the under contract still showing. That was down as well last week, for the ratio of integer value of 47%. Now this week, the changes we have, 10,153 in the opportunities, that's up a little bit, 46.25 in the under contract still showing, and that's up as well, but not very much. So the integer value, the ratio between the two, actually dropped to 46%. In fact, had we been just a little bit less, we would have jumped all the way down to 45 when we did our rounding. So we appreciate you watching. Have a good and safe weekend.